All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Visionary Collectives, your host, Jalen Williams. And we are here with XTSR Towson Student Radio, and we are here also with NSDC, man. NSDC, National Student Data Corps. Jason and Konner, man. And introduce yourselves.
So, hi guys, my name is Jason Martinez. I'm a junior here at Towson University.
I'm Konner. I'm also a junior here at Towson. I'm studying business analytics.
Hey, man. I'm excited, man. Hey, we got a very special episode for y'all today, man. Konner and Jason have made a club here at Towson University called NSDC. If y'all don't know, it's very exciting. I actually went to one of their. What can you say that was?
It was a data panel alumni event.
Data panel alumni event. Okay, so let's start with that. How did you create that?
So I was previously on the Latin American Student Organization Board.
LASO?
Yeah, the LASO board, e-board, and they had. I brought the idea to bring an alumni event for them to kind of spread like more culture and show how that we could, how far we can make it in life being Hispanic. You know what I mean? So taking that idea, I kind of wanted to bring that to NSDC for the same thing. How far Towson students can make it in life in the data industry. Okay. That's how the idea kind of came into fruition.
Yeah, and then we ended up partnering with the Career Center. One of our advisors is the STEM coach at the Career Center, and she was getting a lot of students coming in with an interest in data science. So she reached out to us, kind of like vice versa. We both reached out to each other, and we thought it would be a great idea to collab on this event. So.
Okay. Hey, I like that, man. And so, what really inspired y'all to start NSDC at Towson University in a nutshell, basically?
Okay, so in a nutshell, I can start off with our main reason was Konner and I really fell in love with data. Mm-hmm. I would say this summer, right, Konner?
Yeah.
Coming into the summer, we really fell in love with data. Konner and I started doing data certificates. We started watching a lot of data YouTube videos, listening to data podcasts.
Okay.
Our whole life kind of became data, and when we came to campus, we realized that there was a lack of data analytics initiative or a lack of data science initiative, and we really wanted to change that.
Yeah. Dope. And the reason we started a new club, it's actually a chapter. I went to a NSB event, and they're also a chapter, and they were talking about how they had people come back who were alumni, who were also in the chapter, and that really inspired me to look into the chapter aspect so we can get involved in different schools and hopefully create like a long-lasting sense of community.
So like a networking. So this was it, can you say it was like a networking type of, I guess, organization, or is it just...
Yeah, I would say we're half of our focus was on professional development.
Yeah, for sure.
We really want to expose people to the different avenues that they can take and then different strategies they can use to get employed, because data science is a pretty competitive field. So you really got to take advantage of all aspects of it.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And so talking really about the students, because I know that's the main part of, NSDC.
Yeah,
so what exactly are you guys trying to get the students here at Towson University with the chapter of NSDC to do here, basically?
So Konner and I kind of created this formula that we've seen a lot of success with in getting a lot of internships and a lot of employment opportunities, whether it's leveraging LinkedIn, formatting your resume a certain type of way, and having the skills needed on your resume that really impress employers. So as soon as we came up with that formula, we saw the success, we shared it with our friends, they saw the success, and we are really trying to translate that to the club so that other students on Towson can really see that success as well. So I say one of our major goals is to get everybody internships, man. I feel like that's the
I love that, man.
2 weeks into starting the club, or a couple weeks into starting the club, I got an internship offer, and then I got another internship offer.
Dope.
And I sent the first internship offer over to the club members. And I was like, hey, I'm sorry I can't accept this offer, but I have some people in my club who have very similar skill sets. And they were like, okay, send over some resumes. So that was, boom, instant opportunity for our members.
And for the greater picture for the chapter, NSDC is called, the official name is National Student Data Corps.
Right.
And they really have the same passion as us, right? Really spread data science initiative on across campus all over the world.
Yeah.
They have about 100 clubs, 100 chapters or more?
Yeah, it's all over the world. It's not just in the United States. Like, I think the newest chapter is in India.
There's one in Mexico.
That's dope.
Yeah.
There's definitely chapters all over, and their initiatives to really supply students with projects. With a lot of passion projects that they could really get that experience, that hands-on experience, which is something that is really rare to see nowadays.
Okay. And so with this chapter, you started this semester, this fall semester, or was it spring, or when exactly was this chapter founded by both of y'all?
The idea fostered last semester,
Okay.
towards the middle end, and then we started operating this semester because you have to apply for it, and then
Right.
you can start operating the next semester. So yeah, we had our first meeting this semester.
Okay.
Yeah.
First meeting this semester, and you guys are, I guess, evolving, in a sense.
Yeah.
So how has that been? How have you seen the growth in the chapter?
It's been crazy.
It's
Honestly,
yeah. Honestly.
We're averaging around 15 people per meeting.
Hey, that's a lot, man.
Which for a first semester organization, I mean for any organization, I feel like that's pretty good. Especially for something that can be seen as like nerdy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like our alumni event, the one that you came out to, we peaked at around 40 people.
Yeah, hey, everybody that's watching this, there was a lot of people in that room. Hey, definitely. I learned a lot, especially just from the alumni panel and from the students that were just asking questions, because you guys were, making sure these people were involved into the discussions or just trying to, because there's the both of you. There was a, if I'm not mistaken, you guys had a team, correct?
Yeah, we have a team.
We have a team.
So who exactly is also on this team?
So we have a pretty large executive board. We really wanted to have it large because we need that really big push, as a first semester club. So I would say we have, 12 members on the team?
Yeah, like 12 to 15. It really depends on... Yeah, we have like 12 to 15.
12, 15? Okay, cool. I like that. And so, that's going to the activities and, the programs of NSDC. So, with the various, workshops that y'all set up, I know you guys had one not too long ago. It was with the Uber driver. No, was it Uber or was it a...
FanDuel.
Oh, FanDuel, yes.
Yeah.
So can you guys talk a little or expand a little bit on exactly what went down in that meeting?
That was a pretty exciting moment, right?
Yeah, that was actually our first meeting, and that's when we had, I think, 23 people we counted for attendance, which I was expecting like 5 or 10.
Okay.
And 23 people, we filled up the room. I was like, wow, we can really do something with this club. It was our first, like I said, our first event. We decided to do a guest speaker just because she had been in the field for a long time. She had a really extensive background. She could talk about like all the different aspects about data science. I think it was a great introductory course. We got an introductory event, sorry, and we garnered a lot of interest off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot more people were interested in eBoard. They wanted to get involved in the club because they saw the potential.
Yeah, the potential.
Gotcha.
Definitely. Liz was definitely a great guest speaker, as Konner mentioned, and we plan to do more stuff with her in the future.
I want to talk about involvement. I like that, though. Involvement. So I heard that you guys had a bake sale. It was Pi Day, correct?
Yeah, the Pi Day bake sale.
So what exactly were you trying to get out of that fundraiser or just in general?
So as a first semester club, we don't actually get funds from the school. We can request funds.
Correct.
So we knew we needed to do something else to raise money so that we can pay for events. We every time we have an alumni event, we always give gifts at the end. So we needed something to pay for that. Yeah. Because we want to give back to people who are giving to us.
All right.
So that was the main reason that sparked it. But I mean, it was like Pi Day, data science. We were like,
hey, it's just how it works. I like that.
And yeah, you go.
I was gonna say our fundraising chair, Zishan, she really spearheaded the whole thing. She got some local companies to donate a pie. She hand baked all the pies.
For real?
Yeah, we ended up making way more money than I thought we were going to. Okay. We got a couple people interested. They signed up, followed the Instagram. A couple people came to the next meeting. I think it was a really good exposure because not everyone knows what data science was. They hear data science, they just think computer science, just another aspect. But in some ways, it's a lot different. Some ways it's similar. But really, we were just trying to spread that awareness to different communities on campus.
To add on to that, as Konner said, we were trying to get more resources because we have pretty big plans coming up in the next semester. We want to do company tours. We want to have merchandise. We want to have a lot of stuff that require a lot of resources. So we're definitely going to keep doing those initiatives.
Okay, and talking about just Towson area, for the students. So exactly how are you guys pursuing, pushing out, more data because this chapter is about data. So exactly what is NSDC trying to put out to the students here at Towson? Is this data or is hey, we want you to rise to the next level and go to this field of data science or what exactly are you guys like the foundation?
So I would say the foundation is we're really trying to equip students with the necessary skills that they need to enter the job force.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, we have workshops on SQL. We had workshops on like regular data analysis on Excel. We plan to have workshops on R. We plan to have workshops on machine learning.
Okay.
And we plan to have workshops on even like career development. We had a workshop with Tanya Swain on how to improve your resume and how to talk to employers.
Thomas Swain?
Tanya, she's one of our advisors. She's the STEM coach over at the Career Center. So that's what she specializes in, is LinkedIn, resumes, and also she does a lot of company outreach, so she knows exactly what the companies are looking for that are hiring for STEM majors.
Okay, I'm sorry guys. Hey, Tanya Swain.
Tanya Swain. Yeah.
All right, cool.
We love you, Tanya.
Hey, and so, collaborating with, different groups. So how's that been? Especially you guys are a new club here at Towson, so how's that been?
It's been quite exciting. We've had a lot of interest fostered through a lot of groups. For example, we plan to do a collaborative event with UCLA.
UCLA?
Yeah, which is pretty
big
cool.
Time.
Yeah, so UCLA also has an NSDC chapter, right?
Yeah.
And their NSDC chapter is huge. I think they have over 200 members.
Yeah.
And they've been on campus for about, I'd say, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
5 years.
And through that, we plan to do like a little data competition for our students to kind of get them exposed to how other students are thinking about data and how more of a bigger school handles data, And we've also been collaborating with little smaller clubs on campus.
Mm-hmm.
I want to touch on the smaller clubs.
Well, I wanted to say that we haven't done that many collabs this semester just because at the end of last semester is when we made our roadmap where we planned out every week.
Yeah.
And so we already had events planned. So collabing was not out of the equation, but it was a little harder to fit into our schedule. So next semester, though, we plan on doing a collab at least once a month with other clubs that align. Like we plan on bringing in some. We're going to do another data alumni panel next semester. We plan on bringing in some other clubs to get to just make it a bigger event.
Okay, I like that. And so with the two presidents, exactly trying to bring in different alumni or just different speakers in general. What is like the criteria of who can come and speak at these NSDC meetings or in general? Like how do you pick out these people?
Honestly, if they have the initiative and drive in teaching, you know what I mean? We really like teachers.
For sure.
And we really try to reach out to alumni the most because it kind of puts in perspective how that you can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
As a Towson student, you can really achieve the heights that you dream.
And I think the big thing about data science is it's still relatively fresh.
Yeah.
So we were looking for some seasoned professionals who had been in the industry for a couple years, like 10 years at least.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wanted to hear from someone who just got into the industry, maybe 2-3 years out of college, just so we can get that more
perspective,
relatable. Yeah, because they just a lot of professionals transferred over into data science, which is completely different than going into it. So we want to get both those perspectives and expose both students to both pathways, and also show them that you could have majored in psychology and still end up going into data science, because some of them do. Not everyone is majoring in computer science or business or math or stats. You could be a math. You could be like an English major and then transfer over to data science.
We also look for professors as well. Any professor who wants to teach something outside of the field, who has another passion for another skill. For example, we know Dr. Tomasi. She's also our advisor, and she has been working for a company called Accenture, doing their data sets for a long time, and she doesn't really get to teach that anymore. So we like to leverage skills like that and give them a platform as well.
Okay, you said Dr. Tamaji and it's Accenture?
She worked at a company called Accenture.
Accenture, yes. Okay. I like that. I really do. So I really want to speak about y'all experiences. So, Jason and Konner's experiences in the Towson community and just in general in data science. So do you have a background in data science, or is it like you just picked this up, or, just trying it out, or?
So yeah, I can kind of start with that. I would say I really fell in love with data during COVID. COVID, that's when we saw the most data. We saw the most data realizations, and I feel like everybody was just trying to see numbers, to really put in perspective how hard COVID was. So,
because COVID was very hard. For everybody, and just in general, and also, the data science will.
I remember me searching up the number of I don't mean to be so dark about this, but the death count number. Seeing the graph just go up every day and being kind of emotional about it, But that's what data is supposed to do. It's supposed to drive, and it's supposed to tell a story and give that emotion out of you.
Yep.
So that's really when I fell in love with data, and then through that, I started doing a lot of data certificates. For example, I did a Google Data Analytics professional certificate, and that really equipped me with the skills on how to read data, how to visualize data, how to extract the data, and how to really use data to tell a story.
Okay.
And then from there, through school, I just did Java and like C++ coding languages, which was
Java, C++,
which was pretty cool. And I realized that that's also leveraging data as well. You know what I mean? You could do a lot of programs that you could have like a lot of data sets. For example, one of Konner and I's goals is to make a sports betting app. So that is all data and statistics. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay. And
my story's somewhat similar. I started a little later than Jason. I was actually a finance major when I enrolled at Towson. I think what really sparked my interest in that was also through COVID. I was doing a lot of investing, reading charts, analyzing, like trying to predict, obviously, which didn't always work out. But then I took a class with Dr. Tomasi. She's now our advisor. It was called EBTM 320 Data Visualization and Dashboards. And I really just fell in love with that aspect of using Tableau to visualize and tell a story with using data and using numbers. So I ended up switching my major. And then that winter break, I just fell into it. I started doing certs. I switched my major. I just started doing research, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos. I was applying to a couple positions, and I ended up getting an internship at Booz Allen in data science. So that's really going to expand my skill set.
Okay, so expanding your skill set and just having that drive and that passion.
Yeah.
So what is y'all I want to just ask y'all a personal question. What is y'all 2-year plan, like, or 5-year plan, or what exactly are you guys trying to get out of data, or just Towson in general, or just what are you trying to do? What is your passion? Like, what is that motivating thing that's driving NSDC as a whole?
Of course. So honestly, my 2-year plan might look a little different than yours. I don't think we ever really talked about this personally, but mine is I also got an internship at Accenture, which is one of the biggest consulting companies in the world, which is pretty cool. And I'm planning to do a lot of data work for them. And as Konner said, he got an internship at Booz Allen, which is another consulting company, tech consulting company. So I feel like my vision for the next 2 years is to combine our skill sets to make our own data company, our own data-driven consulting company, to really help Baltimore companies out. I feel like a lot of companies, especially nonprofits like soup kitchens, homeless shelters, a lot of food drives, don't have that tech aspect or that data aspect to them.
Right.
And that could just bring them to the next level and help even more people. So I feel like Konner and I really lock in to keep it short. We could really make a difference in the Baltimore community.
Yeah.
So impact.
Yeah, impact, definitely.
I like that.
I think that's also like what's motivating me, especially at Towson, is just leave an impact. I'm trying to join as many clubs and organizations and leadership positions as I can, just because I want to leave behind some sort of like story and you know what I mean?
Right.
So like Jason said, though, we want to eventually pivot to starting our own company. But first, to do that, we need to gain experience, and I think that working at 2 consulting firms is really going to help boost that. And that, like you said, that's the plan: is to start a company. I think we both plan on getting our master's degrees in data science. I'm probably going to go to UMD. It really depends on what happens. So yeah, work in the industry for like a year or 2, get my master's, and then start a company. That's the 5-year goal.
Honestly, but you really just work as hard as we can to, like Konner said, leave that impact and see wherever that takes us.
Leaving that impact. Okay. And so, also, with personal, so how are you guys, like, maintaining? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you maintaining, I'm not going to say sanity, but, keeping up, your daily lives, and then also going to school. How does that work? Like, combining would you say work-life balance? Because it
is work-life balance.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it. Because at this point, it feels like work, right? I feel like we commit as much hours as someone at work would.
It's a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah.
I think freshman year, sophomore year, we had our fun.
Right.
We weren't as locked in. We weren't focused on the right things. And I don't see it as punishment, but it's more of a like I need to get back to where I should have been. You know what I mean? Like I have a lot of ground to cover. So while I have this momentum, I might as well keep it rolling. So I'm just staying busy. Doing as much as I can, staying involved, because I feel like if you let your foot off the gas, then you lose a lot of progress. So
consistency,
it's really
man.
just steamrolling through it. till I get where I want to go, and then maybe I can slow down.
And
But until then,
yeah, I'll piggyback on that. It's more a discipline than anything. You know, I feel like Connor and I don't really have a lot of motivation. We have a lot of discipline.
Oh, I like that. You know what I'm seeing in these clubs, man? Every club that's came out here, especially the presidents, there's always a discipline and aspect in their club and organization. But it also, you know, with y'all two, it's instilled in you. So you're instilling into the students, and the student gov or body or whatever. It's discipline.
It really is discipline that will put you on top and bring you over that threshold over everyone else. And it's taking a lot of work, man. It's taking a lot of work, and definitely, like Connor said, a lot of sacrifices. But at the end of the day, I think we see the impact that we have, like on our club members and on the students that we're teaching. Mm-hmm. I'm also a student leadership consultant here at Tulsa University, and I get to work one-on-one with students on how to teach them to be leaders, and that takes a lot of time out of the day too. So I feel like just through that, it's very rewarding, And
the event that we hosted, the alumni panel event, made a good impression on you.
Correct.
That is what motivates us. Seeing immediate results from our club members and seeing people seeing them get an interest sparked in something that they didn't even know about, exposing them to something that interests them that they weren't aware of it, and they weren't aware that it would be something of interest. So I think that's a really good aspect of it. And that's like I said, that's a big motivator.
Hey, I really do like what they're doing here because when I went to that alumni panel, I have never in my life heard about Power BI, SQL. Is it SQL? SQL. What is the other one? Just LinkedIn Learning. There was so many that they talked on in these. There were so many, man, and I really it touched me because as a student, hey, I am a freshman here, still at Tulsa University. And it really touched me because, seeing the networking aspect, and these two actually were doing something, they're still doing something for the community, and they're still trying to incorporate, having data science and also having the alumni in the same room and connecting both of them. And so I want to give y'all flowers for that for sure.
Thank you, Jay.
Because that's beautiful, man, what y'all doing here. And I just want I want y'all to keep going up, man. Keep going up. Keep rising, dog, because y'all gonna get it, man. Y'all gonna get it.
That's the plan.
Yeah, that is the plan. Thank you so much.
Hey, yeah, and so also I want to talk about career advice. So do you have any career advice, for students here at Tulsa University?
Yeah, I feel like Connor and I would be perfect for career advice because, as we said, our freshman and sophomore year, we definitely didn't start off on the right foot. We were definitely distracted, and I feel like we went through the motions that every college student goes through, I'm not really focused on class, more so on friends. So my career advice would be there's definitely that one moment where you have to realize that you need to get focused. And that one moment may come and go, and that one moment you may see it, and sometimes you might not really take advantage of it, but you have to build that one moment for yourself.
Okay.
Connor and I feel like we really did that. We built that one moment for ourselves, and since then we haven't let it go.
And for me, there was multiple moments, obviously, but it's a compounding effect. Eventually, something's gonna just click, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, I really need to just do better. Do more."
Yeah, do more.
And I think a big piece of career advice. I mean, you hear this a lot. Networking.
Networking is everything.
But something that's not as talked about is leadership experience and networking with the right people. I think network with leaders, and that's what we target freshmen for joining our club and trying to get them on the right path early. Just because I wish I would have had someone there to tell me hey man, you're not doing the right things. You need to do this if you want to be here by the time you're 25 or whatever. You need to start now. You need to start doing this stuff. Do this stuff next year. Here's a plan. This is what I did. It might work for you. You might have to tweak some things, but at least that inspiration. We're trying to instill that onto the younger students here. Also,
for another career advice, I would say never limit yourself. I feel like if Connor and I limited ourselves, we wouldn't have been here. We would have been like, oh, well, that's impossible, or we can't do that, or data science club has never happened on campus before. We did get a lot of no's. We did get a lot of your club won't be that big, or
you're too busy.
You're too busy.
You got too much stuff going on.
You have too much ambition. We don't think that's gonna end up going the way you want it to. But we just kept going, man. We kept going through all those no's and all those closed doors. We just kept pushing through, and I feel like eventually it would end up working out. Pushing through.
I like that, because a lot of people haven't you got to go through the struggle, man, to succeed. Like, you can't have two sides of the pie, man. Like, you got to do both. You got to have your trials and tribulations and, expand and keep going, man. So, talking about keep going, what exactly is what is, I would say the motivation, but who has helped you keep going? So, in the mentorship process, who has been y'all mentors?
I'm going to do a little bit personal and then a little professional.
That's for sure.
My parents, they migrated to this country when they were about 18, 19, and the farthest they went to in their country was middle school. So they didn't really know too much about the education system here, nor they really advocated for it, you know what I mean? So I've seen them work, even more than 9 to 5s. My dad would go to work at 6 a.m. and not come home till 11 p.m. And I feel like he's still doing that to this day at the age of 45. And I feel like that is such a big push for me to keep on going, because at the end of the day, the goal is to retire them, and the goal is to show them like how all those sacrifices they have made is coming to fruition, and it's going to be worth it at the end, like an investment. And professionally, I would say definitely the leaders that we have surrounded us. So Dr. Tomasi, Tanya Swain, other leaders like Andrew. Andrew's a huge inspiration to us. Just seeing him what he does with his club definitely pushes us to keep going for ours.
Andrew being your previous guest speaker.
I like that. And for you?
I would also the personal. I'll start with that. I've had some to keep it light, not delve into too many details. Some family deaths that kind of opened up my eyes, and throughout that process and experience, I've really seen friends and family who were there for me, and I really want to just be successful so I can give back. And not in the same way because it's monetary, but I really want to just be able to make sure that they're living a comfortable life, especially after retirement or even through just through the life struggles. I want to be successful so that I can be that pillar. You know what I mean? And then professionally, I would say everyone that Jason mentioned, obviously, and also Jason, we piggyback off each other. We bounce out ideas off each other. One of us is sinking down, we just yank them back up. It's not even a slight push. We're really just pushing each other to our limits, I think.
I'm even going to piggyback on that even more. Just that diversity aspect, Konner is a white dude and I'm a Hispanic dude. And we hear it all the time, that's crazy how there's 2 presidents, and how diverse it is, because sometimes you don't see that. So definitely for me, I definitely, a big push is to really inspire the Latin community and really show Latin students, because we're such a small percentage in college, that you can do great things in college. You just got to try. Don't limit yourself by others, and seeing how others are different race or different opportunities. Create those opportunities for yourself, and you'll see them come to fruition. I'm
glad you talked about diversity, man, because that's exactly the right topic I want to talk about. So, how are you guys incorporating diversity into NSDC?
So half of our e-board is actually women, which I think is really we didn't even. That's not even something we planned for. We didn't purposely try to even out the numbers. It was just the interest that we got and the people who apply for the e-board positions. We have an extremely diverse e-board, and I think it really just helps inspire the members. That it doesn't matter where you come from, your background, who you are. Anyone can do what we're doing. Anyone can get into data science, STEM or data science, computer science. Not a male only field. Anyone can get into it, and that's, I think, our e-board is really just a portrayal of that.
Okay, I like that, man. And so let's say, me as I am a healthcare management major. If everybody knows that. So how can me being in the healthcare field incorporate into NSDC, or just anybody that wants to from a different background? How could they come and be a part of this team?
Yeah, so I think every job position kind of uses some aspect of data analytics. And I told people this, data storytelling is a huge part of data science and data analytics. If you want to go to your boss with, hey, I want a raise, a great way to convince them of giving a raise is pulling out some graphs, showing numbers hey, this is my performance over the last 3 years, 4 years. I've increased sales by this much. And you can show them on a graph. It's so powerful being able to visualize that and see it. And then also, Excel is a tool that we go over. So many jobs rely on Excel. It's a building block of pretty much everything. So I think everyone can benefit in some aspect from data analytics. Maybe not to the extent that obviously we do, because we do it for, we're going to be doing it in our field, like as a job. But I think no matter what major, and we promote this too, like we're open to all majors. We have some psych majors in our e-board. We have an English major, an econ major,
math majors,
yeah,
computer science majors. Sports medicine majors,
marketing, graphic design. We have a broad scope of majors.
And to focus more on the club aspect, we take a lot of input. You're a healthcare major. We do a lot of healthcare data. Then we'll do a healthcare data project. We'll do. Konner and I are actually working on some healthcare data for the school right now. We signed an NDA, so we can't really talk about it too much.
For sure.
So yeah, we work with you. So the input that our members give us, we try to develop project around their interest.
All right, I like that, man. Hey, so we're gonna go to a break, a quick break. We're gonna be back in 2 minutes, guys. See y'all then. Welcome back. This is Visionary Collectives. We are on XCSR Towson Student Radio, and we are back with Jason and Konner of NSDC. And so I want to piggyback on I think we were on impact, or was it or motivation?
Yeah, we talked about both those, impact and motivation.
All right, so with the students, because I really want to touch upon the students, because that's what this is really about, the students, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So how are you guys getting these students involved into networking events and getting these kids to really get inspired, or just try to talk, because I know some people, before an event you have a networking experience, and after the event you have a networking experience. So are you guys pushing these kids to go talk to such and such from this company or alumni panel? So how are you guys incorporating that into NSDC?
I think the alumni event was a big promoter of networking. We kind of force people to rotate so that you can talk to more than one person, because some people were getting a little comfortable at the table. We're like, all right, you need to expand your network. Go talk to someone else. You know what I mean? You need to get a collective of multiple people. We have a position called chapter representatives, and we try to send them to Tigers Lead events to build that leadership. We tried to hire some freshmen, sophomores in that position so that we can expose them to that leadership opportunities early. Those are also great networking events, because some of them are org events, so you could talk to other leaders of other orgs, which I think is great networking. We've connected with a couple org leaders, which have turned into great connections.
Yep.
So I think that's what we're really pushing. Like I said, we target freshmen and sophomores. Just we're trying to plant that seed of motivation early on.
To add on to that, sorry to interrupt. To add on to that, we also are showing them strategies. So we're showing them how to leverage into LinkedIn, how to leverage Handshake, and how to leverage different platforms where they can reach out to alumni and those professionals in the industry and in the field, so that they can get more comfortable talking to them.
Okay. And so if I was a student, to come into NSDC, what skills can I expect to learn in NSDC?
Yeah, that's great. Some of the soft skills that you expect to learn is a lot of team building skills, a lot of team building, a lot of communication skills. We always do a lot of icebreakers that involve that. A lot of resume help. So your resume after NSDC, your resume is going to look clean.
Hey.
It's going to look perfect. Mm-hmm. And we really value that and take stride in that. And a lot of technical skills. You want to kind of go over the technical skills? Yeah.
So we really, one of the motivating factors of starting NSDC was to kind of just we were applying to a lot of data science jobs and looking at obviously a lot of some higher level, maybe not entry level, right, but we were seeing those hard skills that were being asked.
Yep.
And me and Jason come from two different colleges at Towson. I'm in business analytics and he's in information science. Correct. So we got that Fisher College and we also got the College of Business. And we were just kind of comparing the curriculum, and we noticed that there's some topics and hard skills that weren't being covered as much as they should be for data science. So that's kind of what we teach. So we go into depth with R, SQL, Python I think is one of the biggest ones. It's one of the biggest programming languages that data scientists use.
Okay.
And there's not a single class or course on campus or at Towson that specializes solely in Python.
Yeah. I've heard, because my roommate is actually a computer science major, and I think they only teach, it's not Java, it's
C++ and Java, mm-hmm, and R. That's really the only three languages that they really focus on, which is kind of frustrating, And I understand that the university sometimes might not have the resources, but it is very frustrating when Python and other languages like Spark and SQL are one of the leading leading programming languages out there in the industry. So
we did a word cloud of like a scrubbed data set of like the top most frequent words in the data science like job postings. Python was either number 1 or number 2, but it was by far and large like an outlier compared to the other ones. Like it was so common that we were like, we need exposure to students. We need to expose students to this because it's a huge skill that we aren't being exposed to, that honestly it can make or break some of your applications. Like if you don't know Python, you probably won't get the job.
But why though? Why do I have to, learn Python or Java or R or just learning all these skills? What exactly is it helping me with though?
I mean, every job is different. Every company uses a different language. So I'm preaching a lot of Python. You might get a data science job and not use Python at all.
Yeah.
It's just I think it's a very pivotal programming language. It's very transferable. If you learn Python, you can apply that learning out like the way you learned it. Because it's like learning a new language. You can apply the way you learned it to learning another language, so it makes you very adaptable. And like I said, it's just the programming language that a lot of companies use. So you have to just adapt to the trends.
And also, it's it's the use of it. So what you could do, what takes you 3 hours to do in SQL and Tableau and Excel, takes you around 5-10 minutes to do in Python. So it's really the efficiency of it too.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's open source too, so you can take other people's work and utilize that to make yours faster.
Yep.
Okay, and so how does the NSDC chapter here maybe differ from a NSDC chapter? Sorry, and like maybe UNC. So with the students in these workshops, so are these like hour-long workshops, 30-minute workshops, like? And then, so are the students cooperating with other students, and are they, learning off each other and just, having that healthy competition environment?
Right. So right now, since we are a first semester club, I feel like right now it's very individualistic, where we want everybody to kind of have the foundation of every tool that we're going to be using in the future. And later down the line, we're definitely going to do more collaborative group projects, more collaborative projects with other schools. But the main difference between our school and other schools, I feel like, it's definitely just the foundational stuff, right? Yeah. Other schools are already like 5 years into NSDC, so you see them do a lot of like data fest, hackathons, and they're doing like maybe advanced AI, advanced SPSS work, advanced regression analysis, predictive analysis work, and we're just not there yet. We will get there eventually, but right now we're definitely just doing the foundational work.
Yeah.
And so, with AI, because I know that AI, is becoming what everybody needs and, values. So do you think that, with NSDC, data in general is becoming that number one?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I feel like everybody's so scared that, like, AI is going to take my job. You hear that all the time.
Yeah,
is AI going to take my job? Oh, I'm not going to have a job because of AI. But data science, data analytics is definitely what makes AI, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. And it's what you're going to use to, like, leverage AI. So use my tip to everybody who says like AI is going to take my, use AI to leverage your work
for support maybe, or just
I was gonna say the only jobs I see getting replaced by AI are people who either aren't making it or aren't utilizing it. And I think almost every single job, in some aspect, you can utilize AI. Like even if you use it to compose emails and write them faster, if you use it to make a chart, like you can use AI in so many different aspects. So I don't think you should be scared of it. I think you should embrace it.
Yeah,
or 100%. Else it will. If you're scared of it, it is probably gonna
take over.
Not take over, but it might surpass you. Like they might be able to replace you with AI. But if you're the one who can utilize the AI, why would they replace you with it?
And Konner and I have talked to a lot of industry leaders, and we always ask that question, like, what's up with AI? Is AI going to take our job? And they always say
they brush it off.
They brush it off all the time, and they always say like the world needs humans, and humans make things happen. Without AI, without humans, AI would even be here. So humans are definitely the key to success, and don't be scared of AI.
And what has been like some memorable, I guess, project that you both worked on or individually, like in the data world and just in the data world?
I say the project that we are working on now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that we can't really talk about.
Oh yeah, but like in the past, like in college in general, just just general sense, what, like, what's a memorable, I guess, I don't know exactly anything, a lot on AI, I mean, on data, but, like, I know it's, like, with word sheets and, like, spreadsheets, and so, like, what is it exactly?
So, me personally, I have created a couple data dashboards for my classes, which is always so cool to do. But I feel like my biggest passion project that I really put a lot of work in was when I was creating my own video game using just Java. And that was a 2D narrative game, and we had to kind of build a story. So I built a escape room game, which was it took me about 2 months to do, and it was a lot of errors, a lot of frustration. But at the end of the day, I fought through it, and I learned a lot through that. And that's definitely something that really pushed me towards more of the technical field. And like, wow, I really created this, and I can really create anything if I put my mind to it.
And Connor?
So I actually had a group project, and we were looking at like some healthcare statistics.
Okay.
And we were really highlighting how the U.S. compared to other developed countries in terms of like life expectancy. We were spending, in the graph showed that we were spending like an insane amount of money on healthcare, education, and everything else, that factors that should lead to higher life expectancy, and
right.
just didn't. So that was really just like eye-opening, I guess, and just seeing the impact that kind of story can have really just made me like fall in love with how, like I said, impactful and strong data is.
Okay, and so, talking about y'all impact, so have you, pushed plans, because I know you guys are creating plans and creating, ideas for these students to, learn these exact moments, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
How are we, you're asking how are we doing that?
So, how are you guys creating plans for the students, to be creative, in general?
So, I mean, we're not really focusing on passion projects in NSDC, I guess, but a big part of your resume is projects, especially for technical fields like data science and computer science. So that's what we're really trying to make them passionate about building their resume.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, that's going to get you into the field. Obviously, if you can find a project that you're passionate about and you want to make that your first project, by all means, we'll support you with that. We'll help you in any way we can.
Yep.
But some of the data sets we're going to bring in and present to our club aren't necessarily going to align with everyone's interests.
For sure.
But it's something that you can put on your resume, and then it teaches you the building blocks of how to do a data project, how to manipulate a data set, how to take it from point A to point Z. Because there's a lot of steps.
And I didn't ever heard of point Z.
Because it's an evolving thing. Like,
it is,
I mean, you might go from H to like you're gonna skip some steps. You might go backwards. Like it's a process. And like I said, the interest might not always be there, but that's part of the gig.
And as the club keeps on growing, we're definitely just gonna keep on doing more projects. The more members, the more hands-on, the more we can do. So we're definitely excited for the future. We have a lot planned.
Okay, and lastly, I want to talk about y'all just like Konner and Jason. So, what is like what do you guys do? And what do you do like in outside of data and just in general? Like, what do you guys do? Like,
okay, sure. So as I mentioned, I'm a student leadership consultant here on campus. I'm very adamant about my academics. You know what I mean? So I take a lot of classes, and I always try to push myself to learn more. So I'm always looking to do a lot of certifications in different industries and different fields, and always looking to better myself and keep learning more and more, because I feel like that's definitely one of the initiatives that employers want to see. And I know I keep doing employer stuff, so I say personally, I love dancing, man.
Dancing?
Yeah, it's really weird. I love dancing. It's something I haven't done in a while, but it's something that I feel like it's an outlet for my emotions. I've done a lot of dancing, a lot of Latin dancing. I think I've done Latin dancing for around 10 years.
Okay.
I was telling Connor the other day how I did contemporary jazz for a couple of years. And
contemporary jazz.
Yeah, and it's definitely a passion of mine. And me and Connor also like doing a lot of the business aspects. Like we mentioned earlier before, we had our own business, our own entertainment business, should I say. And I think we just like building at the end of the day, building stuff for other people to enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, as cliche and nerdy as it sounds, I feel like my hobby is self-improvement.
Self-improvement.
Some things I do outside of data, I'm a student ambassador at the College of Business. So what that entails is I work directly with the dean. We meet on a monthly basis. There's 8 other ambassadors that represent like each department in the College of Business. We meet with him. We do leadership trainings, and we kind of just give him a collective idea of like what the CBE is, like what the students are saying, what the students want to see. We give them like feedback in some of our classes and the curriculum. And then we also do new student admitted day when students come who got admitted to Towson are undecided, and all the ambassadors make a panel, and some of the people ask us questions. The presenter asks us questions, so like we'll talk about our experience at Towson, and I really love that I'm like hopefully inspiring someone, at least maybe one person. There's like 100 people in the room, and we just tell our story. And I love seeing all like the parents nodding when I'm talking about like everything I'm doing. They're like, okay, yeah, like maybe my kid can do that kind of stuff. I work 2 jobs. One is at the Career Center, which I love being exposed to that like very professional setting. I work as tech support at the College of Business, and like you said, we attend conferences all the time.
Yeah, we love conferences.
We attend leadership development programs. If I'm not in class or on my job, I'm at some sort of event.
Some sort of workshop, right? Yeah. Some sort of anything. What about something more passionate, Konner? Something more personal?
That's really it, honestly. Like,
all right, so my next segue would be, how are you guys taking care of your mental health, man? Like, for real, like, you need to take care, especially in the data field, like, I know there's, like, a stigma, with, computer science or just in tech in general, like, people, they don't really prioritize their mental health. So what are you guys doing?
100%. I'll let Konner answer this question first.
Me and Jason like to say that we're allergic to burnout. We hear that word. And we're
allergic.
We're allergic to burnout. We don't believe in
so
burnout.
far, I'm a year and a half strong, just trucking through.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like I had my share of fun, my freshman, sophomore year. Even throughout high school, I just wasn't applying myself. So I feel like, not that I don't deserve it, but now's not the time to enjoy that kind of stuff. I really need to set a solid foundation, set those, like you mentioned earlier, discipline. It takes a while to build habits, so that's really what I'm focusing on, is building those habits so that eventually I can enjoy the fruits of life, the fruits of my labor, I could say.
Yeah.
Because I need those things. I need work to not feel like work anymore. You know what I mean? So I want it to come easy and natural to me, so that it doesn't feel like a job. That's kind of like what I'm focusing on. I mean, I watch movies. I play some video games here and there.
Yeah, Konner's keeping it a little.
Hey, I like that answer, man.
So look, we go to the gym a lot too. We love going to the gym to de-stress, man. The gym is definitely something that I think Konner and I definitely love. Sometimes we don't have time for it, but we make time, and we definitely take value in that. And we have our sessions of video games, man. Konner and I will sit down maybe 12 when we have the free time. It's very rare nowadays, but sometimes we just sit down there. It's 12 a.m. and we don't get out that seat till 5 a.m. And we just have our little session, and it's definitely a lot of laughter with our friends, and definitely a moment that we always enjoy.
Straight up. Hey, this is Konner and Jason, man, NSDC, man. One last thing, for the audience. What one impactful word you just tell them,
Sure.
You want to start with that? You got a word?
I don't. Actually, that's a word.
Yeah, let's start with
Hey, man, be you, dog. Just be you, man. Create the room. I would say create the room. You personally, man, like, you could just create any room that you're in. If you are that man or that woman, you create that. You create that room, man. Like, you create the environment. What I did here, we created the room, man. It's a professional workplace now because we created that room and we're in it. So that's my piece.
I would say my word would be adapt. Because obviously life's gonna throw some shit life is gonna throw some obstacles at you, and you just gotta adapt to things. You gotta adapt in your career. You gotta adapt in school. Not everything's gonna go the way you expect it to go or the way you want it to go, but you just gotta keep going through it. And then obviously you can take a break. You can slow down. But your plan should be adaptable. It shouldn't be set in stone. Like, I have to do this. I have to do that. It's not going to happen. And I feel like you're going to run into a lot more pitfalls and disappointment if you look at life that way. So you really just got to see it as it's not a straight road to success. You're going to go backwards sometimes. You're going to fall down. You just got to keep going. You got to keep adapting.
Ashley?
Yeah, for me, I would say, as harsh as this might sound, this really affected me in my life. So, try to stop making so much excuses. You know, excuses are monuments of nothingness at the end of the day, and they are only like reasons for you not to reach your full potential. So don't limit your full potential by making excuses. You could always do it. You could always do it. That little push, you're gonna impress yourself how you could always do it. And once you're on the other side, you're gonna be like, damn, I really did it. And as cliche as that might sound, I feel like Konner and I always realize, like, damn, we really did it.
We'll go through like a tough week where we're definitely like at a low point, and then we look at each other like, dude, what are we doing? Like, we need to lock in.
Yeah.
And then
Lock in.
it's a cycle. Like we're not always locked in. We might seem like it, but definitely not like that. We try to seem like that just to motivate other people, but there's some struggles behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing is that we just keep going. Like we don't let a bad week or bad day set us back.
Dope. Hey, man. National Student Data Corps, Konner and Jason. Well, sorry, Presidents Konner and Jason, man. Hey, just signing out, man. This is Visionary Collective. We are on STSR, Towson Student Radio. See you guys in the next one.
See you guys. Thank you.